74,000 sales last year on the Toronto Real Estate Board. There's 28,000 realtors.
Right. There's like 3-4 homes a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what the problem is, they're trying to be jack of all trades.
Right.
Right. You really need to focus and specialize on something.
Yes.
That you can be good at something than trying to do everything.
That's right.
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 So I'm not great at paperwork, so I have great people
right.
that can handle all the paperwork and marketing and advertising and stuff like that.
Right, right. Very good. And so now I also know you have many different websites. You're advertising continually. So, I mean, what's the process like if somebody wants to buy or sell a home? They call you?
Well, basically, we're either going to call them, or if not, then they're going to call us.
Right.
So, if they call in, they'll get one of my receptionists, whatever. They'll take their number down, or if I'm there, they'll put them through to me. But I return all calls personally myself. If I'm in, right now, I'm talking with you, so, they'll be taking message when I get out of here, then I'll return the phone calls. So then, I'll do a mini interview with that person, seeing what they're looking for, whether they're looking to buy or sell.
Right.
I just had someone that's relocating from Kitchener. They're going to travel for 4 or 5 months, and they want to buy a luxury condo here in Toronto. So, while they're away, I'll start doing some research. They want something ultra modern. I mentioned about they want to be on the water, so I mentioned one of the older buildings on the water. They said, well, I looked at that, and it's really old. It's, I want something. So I said, well, you're on the water, then you come off the water, there's a great choice to pick from.
Okay. And do you, initially you return everybody's call?
Yes.
And then you have a number of people working for you. I mean, how do you know whether...
Well, if someone's looking to buy something,
deal?
I can't run around with somebody.
Right.
So I'll take all their criteria, we'll qualify them. If we'll get a mortgage broker to see what type of finances they can afford in that. We'll ask what schools they need, where they work, how much travel time they want to work with. And then I'll designate them to one of my buyer specialists. And that buyer specialist will give them 100% commitment, or I can't give them that 100% commitment, that they'll continue. So the rest of the team will say, okay, let's say we want to be in the annex.
Right.
So we'll say, okay, let's bombard the annex. We have a qualified buyer looking between $700,000 and $800,000, needs a 4-bedroom, walking distance to certain things. So we'll go canvass that area and look for someone looking to sell in that area.
Okay, so somebody will actually go out, knock on doors to find...
100%.
That's pretty amazing, because I'm sure that a lot of real estate agents, they just...
They haven't got the time or the manpower.
What's available on the MLS, set the client up and send them some listings, but you guys will actually go out and knock on doors to find the right house for somebody.
Well, as you know, we have a program. Helping you is what we do for the royal treatment, right? So there may be a lot of people in the annex looking to sell, but they may not be on the market right now. Right. So my particular clients, that's specifically where they want to be. Why not search out those that really want to sell and then give them some what they really want?
Right.
As opposed to something that we're trying to force onto them because it's out there.
Right. Right. And I also noticed on your website, it says that you're getting normally around 97% of asking price or something like that.
Closer to 99%.
Okay, closer. And how do you do that? That's pretty incredible.
One of the things that we'll do is we'll do a lot of research before we go out there. I was at someone's house yesterday and, spent about 2 hours because the market is changing so dramatically right now. Sometimes you used to go back 90 days, whatever. Today, it's like 30 days.
Right.
And it's really tight.
Right.
So, really knowing what's out on the market, really knowing what's sold, really knowing what's out there that you can price it correctly. People are not going to overpay today.
Right.
They refuse to do that. So if you price it right, they'll pay the fair price for it.
And pricing it right is very important. And obviously marketing the property, which you do a lot of, will help a lot. But I think... there's probably some inexperienced agents who will price it incorrectly, just to get the listing or to make the client feel good, but then the house maybe won't sell. That's
a typical thing that a lot of inexperienced realtors will do. They'll price it at any price just to get the listing.
Right.
So yes, you can list your house at this price, but meanwhile, they have no chance of selling the house.
Right.
So then the sellers are going to be disappointed.
Yes.
And unless they pick up a sign call or something like that and go something else, they're going to be disappointed.
Right.
You know, they have their sign out there, but that's more of an ego thing.
Right, and that could be very costly because if you need to sell your house and it's, you know, sitting on the market and it's not priced properly, people get tired of looking at it, right?
100%.
I mean, you want to, if you want to sell your house, you got to get it out. You got to make the proper impact, presumably, and maximize your marketing opportunity. Would you agree?
Well, 100%. See, what happens is the longer a house sits on the market, the more tired it gets.
Mm-hmm.
It gets stale.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, my goal was always to sell a home in 30 days or less.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
in this market, you know, and especially get the higher end price range, that's not likely to happen.
Mm-hmm.
In a normal market, really, should take 90 to 120 days
Right.
to sell a house.
Right.
So, you know, they've been spoiled from 97 to 2007 where homes have been selling fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it will take longer to sell a house today.
Okay.
Not always, but for the most part, it will start, the length of time on the market will be a lengthier time.
Right.
And that will become the norm again for a while.
So it will take a bit longer, but if somebody wants to sell their house, they need to call Dary King. They can find out more by going to darylking.com.
Right.
With one R, Daryl with one R. They can also call you. What is your phone number, Daryl?
905-907-5464.
Okay, 907-5464, area code 905. Give Daryl a call. He's got all the right people in place and the expertise to help you sell your home. Daryl, I want to thank you very much for coming downtown today
it's
and
my pleasure.
fighting the traffic. And we're going to have to talk more about that light rail and mayor situation. Okay?
Sure.
So we'd love to have you on again next month.
Fantastic.